Today, there could be a new attempt to evacuate more civilians from that blockaded steel plant in Mariupol. Russia resumed shelling the steelworks after more than 100 people were evacuated on Sunday, part of that rescue operation spearheaded by the UN and the Red Cross. That first group of people is now heading toward the southeastern city of Zaporizhzhia, which is preparing to welcome the evacuees. NBC News foreign correspondent Matt Bradley is there for us and filed this report.
Well, I'm here in Zaporizhzhia, only a few hours drive from Mariupol, where we are still waiting to hear about those civilians who have been evacuated from that Azovstal steel plant, where they've been hiding out underground for months now. Now, we've heard that some of them have been evacuated, but those efforts to get them here in Zaporizhzhia, where most people have been coming from the southern area, you can see this is where cars pull up. That's been slowed, and now there's no real information on where those people are or the status of that evacuation. Instead, Russia is continuing to bombard the eastern part of the country. The Donbass region have hit Odessa and other places in the east as they seem to be planning to extend their occupation and control, maybe even considering annexing some of that Donbass region. Now, that's particularly threatening, and one of the reasons why, as the guns have started to fall silent in certain parts of the country in the east in preparation for that evacuation from the Azovstal steelworks, a lot of people have decided to just take matters into their own hands and try to make it over here as much as they can, and that's why we're seeing cars filtering in. But again, we haven't seen anything from Azovstal. Now, all this comes as European Union countries are making preparations or considerations to try to increase their financial and economic pressure on Russia. We've heard new signs from Germany, which since the beginning of this conflict, Germany has been a laggard in terms of its willingness to punish Russia. Germany now saying that they will consider a phased approach to ban oil imports from Russia. Now, this would be very difficult for a lot of countries, especially those Eastern European countries whose infrastructure relies on oil from Russia. But as we've seen, Russia has already cut off gas supplies to Bulgaria and Poland. Now, this is because those countries refused to pay in rubles as Moscow demanded. So this is putting a lot of countries in a very, very difficult position. But the political will behind punishing Russia is motivating a lot of European countries to take ever greater action. And that's why we could see a sixth package of very harsh economic sanctions from the European Union being discussed or even implemented as early as this week. Matt Bradley, NBC News, Zaporizhzhia, Ukraine.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.